On the surface, July 13th is a day like any other. Most dates on the calendar pass as a standard 24-hour block, where the sun rises and sets without leaving a lasting mark on the historical record. But a closer look at the archives reveals an unusual cluster of events on this date that have repeatedly pulled the trajectory of society in opposite directions. It is a day where researchers gathered to define the theoretical limits of artificial intelligence, and a day where entire neighborhoods were destroyed during the deadliest rioting in American history. It has seen the staging of massive, globally televised cultural festivals, as well as high-profile political violence occurring in the same 24-hour window. This timeline illustrates how frequently these sharp, contrasting events fall on this exact axis. These blue and red spikes show a recurring pattern that we can use to examine the tension between human chaos and human creation. When we isolate these specific events, we get a condensed look at a core human contradiction: our ability to disrupt our own societies and our drive to connect them. The destructive side of this date often begins with a total collapse of social order. In 1863, deep-seated anger over the Civil War draft in New York City resulted in a multi-day riot that effectively paralyzed the city. The physical scale of the violence was massive. Mobs burned homes and businesses, leaving dozens dead and forcing the government to deploy combat troops. Over a century later, in 1977, New York City faced another breakdown. Amidst a summer of financial instability and social friction, a citywide power outage turned a standard evening into a 24-hour crisis. Without the deterrent of streetlights, thousands of businesses were looted and set on fire. By morning, the streets were covered in piles of debris, marking a moment where the social contract had visibly failed. But July 13th has also seen institutional order fracture from the inside. In 1973, a former White House aide named Alexander Butterfield revealed that the Oval Office was equipped with a secret voice-activated taping system. That testimony allowed the Senate committee to demand specific recordings. It moved the Watergate investigation to one centered on physical evidence. This captures the reaction of the committee as the implications settled, shifting the public's perception of the presidency toward deep suspicion. That history of political tension continues. On July 13, 2024, former President Donald Trump was injured in an assassination attempt during a campaign rally, an event that highlighted the volatility of modern political divisions. From urban riots to the exposure of government secrets, these events show a recurring pattern on this date, where public order and institutional trust have repeatedly broken under pressure. Curiously, the same date has also seen some of the most significant efforts to bring the global population together. In 1930, the first FIFA World Cup began in Uruguay. It was the first attempt to organize an international sporting event on a global scale, involving teams from multiple continents. These dense crowds show the immediate appeal of the concept. For the first time, tens of thousands of people were gathered in a single venue to focus on a unified cultural moment, creating a model for modern international sport. That drive for integration moved from the stadium to the laboratory. In 1956, a group of scientists met at Dartmouth College for a summer workshop to discuss the future of computing. This meeting was where the field of artificial intelligence was formally established. They outlined the methods that would eventually allow machines to process information and solve problems in ways that resemble human thought. In 1985, these concepts of global gathering and advanced technology merged in the form of Live Aid, a massive benefit concert designed to address famine in Ethiopia. By broadcasting simultaneously from London and Philadelphia to an audience of 1.5 billion people, Live Aid proved that global media could be used as a tool for international cooperation on a scale that had never been seen before. While these events occurred decades apart, they each established the systems of cultural and technological integration that we use every day to communicate and connect with the rest of the world. The history of July 13th shows us a world that exists under the pull of both forces at once, the impulse to connect and the impulse to disrupt. We live in this exact tension. Our daily lives rely on the global networks and intelligence systems built on this date, even as we navigate the political distrust and social fractures that happen right alongside them. History is more than just a list of names and dates. It is a recurring cycle. The same human energy that allows us to build global infrastructure is often the same energy that can tear it down. July 13th serves as a reminder of that duality. It captures the complicated, often contradictory reality of the world we have built for ourselves.